Okay, folks out there, who's ever on here watching, uh, just bear with me for another minute. We're ran into a few technical snags there, but we'll be starting the show here any minute. And let me just share this as I'm getting everything set up. We're gonna have David and Diana Silvio from Kiss of Death Productions on here tonight. Okay. All right, and with that, let's get started. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to Chiller Chat. Sorry we're running a few minutes late here, but ran into a few little technical gremlins, but I think we've kicked them to the curb and we're ready to begin the show. Tonight we're going to have David and Diana Silvio from Kiss of Death Productions from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on with us, and they're going to be talking about their online show, Nocturnal. They're going to be talking about their movies that they've done over the years, and with that, let me get them on with us. David and Diana, can you see and hear? You can hear me, right?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, well, I can see you, and I know our guests can see you, so.
Hi.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Champagne.
No problem.
Now, we've had you on before, but it's been a while. Kiss of Death Productions. Would you care to just sum up in about a minute or so what Kiss of Death Productions is?
Go ahead.
No, it's you.
It's a production company. We are actually in the middle of changing, and we're going to be known officially very soon as Underground Room Productions. But basically, we started this, good how many years ago?
Well, basically, I started filming movies in 1979 with my cousin, and then I met you, Diana, about 10 years later, and we got together and worked on movies. And well, Kiss of Death Productions is really a production company, sort of that makes horror movies and things like that, that are sort of derived from pulp magazines, those kind of images, people in danger and all that kind of pulp stuff, detectives or horror or stories about vampires and stuff like that.
Okay. It was one of the questions I was going to ask is what was the inspiration for some of your content, but you just answered that. So Carrie says, is Cassandra still in the hot tub?
I was earlier, but not right now.
Nice. Ava says, looking good, you too. Love the hairdo, Diana.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
you. It's changing.
Well,
yes.
First of all, okay, I want to. You have several different things of interest here tonight. I'd like to talk to you about.
Sure.
First of all, I'd like to start off with your nocturnal online episodes. That's been a while since you've been on, so if you could just now, that's an online program that's been going on for how many years now?
Oh boy.
Well, we started in 2000. Well, 2007 was when we first started the Nocturnal
the very
web series,
first one, right?
Which is like the first group of episodes. It was about 24 episodes, and that storyline basically ended, and we took a break to make other movies and stuff, and then we brought back the Nocturnal web series for us, more or less, if you want to call it a second season, second go at it, with some of the same characters, but a more a storyline that's more like a movie rather than a web series. And we broke it up into episodes to show on YouTube and other places. But we plan on taking the entire thing and using it as, or putting it into a 70-minute movie. I think it'll go about 70 minutes, 80
Probably.
minutes.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
when do you think you'll be doing that? That sounds like a neat idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You think you'll be, I mean, is that something you're going to be doing in the near future, or do you have like another season you want to produce and then do something like that, or?
Actually, we probably, with this one, with Blood Stories, there's probably only about 2 or 3 more episodes, and then we'll probably combine it all into a feature.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I will start putting up some of the pictures here to show the folks. Now, I understand you can't see, but I'll
Yeah.
explain to you. I'll explain to you the pictures that I'm putting up. The first one, I tried to keep them in the order that you sent them, but the first one I have here is Linnell Jones III as Tommy Hanachek.
Yep.
So that is the hero of the series, right?
It
Kind
is,
of the
yes.
Kolchak
Yes.
type character.
Absolutely.
It is sort of a parody on that. And instead of him being a newspaper man, he's a reporter for a tabloid that actually wants to get stories about vampires and whatnot. And he's the one that doesn't really believe it.
Oh, that's an interesting take on it. Okay. So he's the kind of the reluctant Kolchak
So,
type.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this one here is Carrie Lee Martz and Michael M. Burkett.
Yes, Michael Burkett plays the vampire. Vonderlin is his name, and Carrie Lee is the
She's a reporter.
she's another reporter, but she gets entangled with the vampire. He's a vampire hypnotist. He goes around hypnotizing people and using that method to get his victims.
Okay. Now the third one is Michael M. Burkett and Tara Scheibel, if I'm saying that right.
Tara
Yes.
Scheibel.
Scheibel, okay. All right, and then we have Ava and Samantha with Linnell.
Yeah.
So,
Two vampiresses.
and then we have Rower Romero as Renee.
Roger Romero as
Roger.
Renee Lovely.
Oh, Roger Romero as Renee Lovely, and Tara as Jezebel Cromwell.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and then the next one I have Kes Asena, if I'm saying that right.
Yes. That's her name.
Quite a cast here. Okay, now those are the pictures I have for Nocturnal.
Mhm.
All right, and then you've also submitted you have a clip here.
Right.
And if you don't mind, I'll just play that right now.
Sounds
right,
good.
yeah.
From Nocturnal. Okay, and with that, I'll show you viewers a little sample of Nocturnal. Now you can see, you can hear at the beginning and the end. This is kind of the raw footage.
It is. Yeah.
So you're going to hear you in the background directing the actors to begin and the
Yep.
end, I believe. Okay, here
Yep.
we go.
And action.
If you're not here for blondes, brunettes, or redheads, then we're closed.
Oh, I like them all, ma'am, as long as they're breathing.
Oh, well then we're open for you. But your friend here who's not paying, he'll have to go.
Hold on. We were sent here by Arthur P. Crabknuckle himself.
One of my best customers. Then I'm sure he sent you here for the girls, not to buy a coffin.
Too much information. We're here on other business.
Then we're closed.
Now, see here.
I need to kill a vampire.
Beautiful.
Okay. The other guy back there I recognize from he was in Babes in Psycholand.
Yes, he was.
David.
That's Ogrodowski.
Yeah, I remember interviewing him for that. What were some of your inspirations director-wise? David, I know that you know Diana, David does the directing, correct?
Yes, he does.
Okay. So
Yeah,
David,
I do.
what's your? I knew that you did the directing, but I didn't know if you sometimes had a hand in that as well, Diana. But
Not too much. Not too
Well,
much.
what we do is we write the stories together. We write the scripts, so we go back and forth as to how it should go. But when we're on the set, I do all the directing, lining up the camera, and a lot of times I do the camera myself. Sometimes I do have a cameraman. David Dietz III is usually called upon to do the camera cinematography stuff, but a lot of times he's not always available, so I do it myself, and I've been doing that for years and years and years. But as to answer your question about Diana and I on set, a lot of times, since she's a major part of the writing, I'll look to her to help me to bring the actors to where they should be in front of the camera, in terms of like what they should be feeling or what they should be doing. Sometimes I'll ask Diana, well, what happens here now?
Yeah, sometimes I'm more of a script girl.
oh yeah,
Well, yeah, script girl, yeah, you can say
Keep
that.
things moving along,
Right.
especially the conversation. Oh.
Ava wrote that was a super fun day. I remember when she and Samantha went down there and filmed that.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. I loved working with them.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good day. It was a lot of scenes to shoot that day, but we got through them pretty well,
Oh, yes.
pretty quickly and smoothly. I was really happy with everybody in the cast. Everybody knew their stuff and was easy to direct.
Oh, yes.
David, for you, as far as directors, I know you're a big movie fan, but I mean, are any directors inspirations for you? And maybe have you kind of taken on some of their characteristics at all when you find yourself doing these projects?
Well, I noticed that a lot of the directors that I admire smoke cigars, so I took up smoking cigars. but nevertheless, and that's Orson Welles, John Huston, Alfred Hitchcock, even Toby Hooper.
Okay.
And you know who Toby Hooper is, right?
Oh yeah. I'm sure many of our viewers know that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Fort Ian Times on YouTube says, "Did you know Zabdor Vorkov is still alive?" I don't know who that is, so I didn't know they were alive or dead.
Don't know them.
I don't know either.
I don't know who that is. Dale
recognize
Baltzer,
that.
I do know Dale Baltzer, and he says hello. So
Yes.
hey, Dale,
Hi,
thanks for
Dale.
joining us.
Dale.
As far as the genres that you cover, now I actually didn't realize this until you just mentioned this a few minutes ago, that you were inspired. You're inspired a lot by like the old pulp magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, genre-wise, you've done horror, okay, but I mean, what other genres do you think that you kind of capture in these films?
I've done westerns with some horses too.
Have you
actually.
really?
Yeah, I have. I did
want to
something.
see those.
Yes, some of them are on 3/4-inch tape film though. I have to be able to transfer them, and some of them are on Super 8 sound film. So that actually is a small problem trying to get it to digital.
Absolutely.
I plan on doing another western in the future. I actually want to do one.
Is that right? That's so interesting to hear. I'm a big Western fan myself, and I know
yeah.
that they have a lot of Western shorts on YouTube. You can look up the Western short films, and there's actually quite a bit of them on there, and a lot of them are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's pretty cool. Now, what's that? Were you going to say something?
I was going to say that I did do some minor science fiction stuff, but not much. I'm not really into trying to create a setting that's futuristic because it's a little more difficult to do. But I like horror movies that have a flavor of the past also. So we've done little things where we can mimic Victorian times and stuff like that. But very very rarely we do things like that.
Great.
What about action? Didn't I see you posting some posters of some of your early work?
Right, karate films. Yes, I was involved with a instructor who wanted to be in movies, and I utilized his talents to do martial arts movies. I did a feature movie for PCTV 21 called Black Raven. It was about a woman vigilante, and he played a cop who was after her, and he had to teach her martial arts throughout the movie to be able to beat up bad guys and stuff like that. So and she did very well in front of the camera with his instruction and the way I angled the camera and stuff, and we edited it. So I think it's a made for television movie, more or less, shot on video, and but it's actually pretty good, I think. It's about 70 minutes long, and we showed it on the local cable station 1997, 98.
And it won an award, too.
It did. It won an award, yes. A local award.
Great. What award did it win?
What was it called? It was a Producer's
Shane's
Award.
Corner.
Shane's Corner Productions.
Oh,
And
cool.
he had a little mini festival, and it won. It was for all PCTV. It won. I think my favorite scene in the Black Raven is when we had an actor that didn't show up, and he was like a bad guy that she got to beat up, and I had to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like shorter than all the actors there. And the fun part was with the choreography. She had her choreography reversed. So when I'm hitting, she's hitting.
Oh.
And she started doing it wrong. And so, I got pretty beat up that day.
So it looked pretty realistic, huh?
Oh, it was good. I got beat up real bad that day. I went home bruised, and I'm surprised I, didn't get a bloody lip out of it. And, it was fun. The cops showed up, and I was pretty upset because I was getting my face punched in, and I screamed at the cop and told him, "Shut up and let me just finish this."
Well, the cop showed up not because somebody called. Well, nobody on the set called,
Yeah,
but
no.
somebody else seeing it because we were outdoors.
They didn't know it was a movie. They thought, oh, wow, this one girl's getting her, like she's going to beat somebody up, and the other one's like threatening somebody, and there's a guy in a mask, and oh, yeah, it was fun.
Well, that only proves how realistic it was.
Oh, yeah, it was good. It was good.
For your nocturnal episodes.
What was that?
For your nocturnal episodes from A to Z, for one episode, about how long on average does that take to make? I mean, I'm talking about from concept to complete with the filming. When you get an idea, how long does that
About
take?
a year.
It was, yeah.
A year, 9 months, a year.
For one episode?
Oh,
Well, not
the
for
whole
one ep-
season.
For the whole entire season, it would take a year from writing the whole entire script to casting it, to shooting it, and then to editing it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
We try to balance the whole thing out so that the actors can always be there, and sometimes it's a little difficult to get like two people one spot at the same time
Oh, yeah.
on a certain day.
Oh,
It's challenging
it
to do
is.
that.
It is. And COVID didn't help.
Yeah, really, that didn't help either.
That put a little damper on things.
Yeah, we're shooting a movie right now called Bloodthirsty Honey of Soho, about a woman serial killer, and we've been shooting it for for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
We're halfway done with it.
Yep.
Wow. Well, it sounds like it takes a long time to do these things. Even on an independent level, because as you say, sometimes it's hard to get people to just a couple people to show up,
Right?
Right.
So I would
There's,
imagine
there's always a birthday, or somebody's coming from another country to visit, or something's going on that very day. It's a wedding anniversary. For some reason, when I choose a day to film and I call everybody, that's the day that everybody in the world has a special day.
Exactly.
I don't know how it happens.
It's unreal.
Doc Dredd says, "Hey everyone, I'm late again. That's okay, Doc. No problem." Lasercorn says, "Hey peeps, David and Diana, thank you for being with us tonight."
Glad to be here.
Ava says, "I have a story that I'd love to run by you guys sometime."
Can't wait to hear it.
Doc says, "Shooting in public must be a real challenge. Ever
Oh,
have
yeah.
any problems with spectators?"
Sometimes. Actually, it was kind of funny when we were in the middle of doing a scene for Nocturnal. Linnell was doing his scene, and he just couldn't get the motivation. And some lady that was crossing the street, she just looked at him and said, "Tommy, you just got to throw yourself into it and do it right." And
that was funny.
and he was like, "Yes, ma'am." And I guess that was the motivation he needed.
Was funny.
It was good.
That was in Braddock. We were in Braddock doing an outdoor scene.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we shoot in the a lot of locations at the what is Sunday mornings when nobody's around. Hopefully.
When you're coming up with these ideas, whether it be for your episodes or for your movies, what type of thought goes into your production? I mean, your actors, expenses, and what are some of the things that doing something like this, a lot of people wouldn't know, they wouldn't realize?
Oh, wow. Basically everything, because you don't want to overwrite something. I mean, unless you're going to make it into a book, but you don't want to overwrite something that you can't shoot. Mm-hmm. You can't have grand and glorious ideas like we're going to film in the mountains and it's going to be, you can't do that.
Yeah, everybody got to get there. Sometimes you have to hike to go in some, like the was it the the mountains you said, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, some places you got to park and walk.
Right.
We had that with Nocturnal. The scenes haven't come up yet, so I won't talk too much about them. But we literally had to take everybody on a good hike to get them to the location. And
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, they were just like, some of them were a little. It was too taxing for them.
Yeah, there's no bathrooms either.
No, it's like, guys, don't drink too much coffee because you're going to be out in the woods. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult for me because I'm getting old, and old people are.
But I can say everybody safely made it that day. No one fell off of a cliff or
it was
drowned or anything. Everybody was safe.
Well, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yes.
All right, Nocturnal. How much longer do you think you're going to continue with that? You say you got some. Did you say
probably
one more season
more.
And then you're going to put it in a movie?
Yeah, probably about 3 more episodes, and then we're going to make it a feature length.
We'll just edit it all together without the breaks in between, and have it run smoothly from beginning to end. So that's how we wrote it.
Are you going to start back all the way back to the first?
Right.
No,
part of
well,
the
not the
very first Nocturnal, just the blood stories.
Right. Actually, you know what? In the last year, I decided to take the script and write it into a novel, which I wrote an entire novel
for Nocturnal
Blood Stories for this particular season.
Yep.
So I have an entire book written from beginning to end. I didn't publish it yet, but I plan on doing that eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. How far in the book are you? I've tried to do that myself, and boy, that's quite a task.
The book's completely written. It's completely written. As a matter of fact, it's my. Right now, I'm writing my 5th book. I wrote 4 books previously. One was the first one was like we wrote a script, sort of the sequel of Meat for Satan's Icebox, and I wrote the entire book based on the script. So that I have that book written. I have another book written that's sort of a sequel to that, and then something interesting that I did last year. You know what? Did you ever hear the movie Night of Dark Shadows?
Night of Dark Shadows. I don't think I have.
Well, you know what Dark Shadows is, of course, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, over a year ago, this year in particular is the anniversary for the 50th anniversary for Night of Dark Shadows. So, I said to my brother, I said, "Is anybody doing anything? Because nobody seems to, pay attention to it. Right? Yeah, acknowledge it." And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, nobody ever wrote a novel of the movie." And I said, "Well, why don't you do it?" To him. And he just ignored me. And I said, "Well, why don't I do it?" So I started writing from the script. I took the script and that I have in a book. And I took the script and watched the movie and combined both of them because the script is different than the movie in relation to they had cut up the movie. So when they made the movie, so I wrote an entire novel. It's about 13 chapters, and I sent it to the man who is in charge of Dan Curtis Productions, and he contacted me. I talked to him from California. Well, he was in California, and he seemed very interested in publishing it. I don't know whether he's actually going to have that done or not, but I've been waiting for another, communication with him since April. But because he's been busy doing something on the Dark Shadows world, publishing or producing a show about the star of the series, and so there's a possibility that this novel that I wrote of the movie might get published.
Oh wow, that would be fantastic. Hey, we're actually almost at the end of this first half, and I say that, and then I'm going to ask you guys, can you stick around for another half?
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
Okay, now this one I kind of wanted to talk about the Nocturnal series, which we did, and then I'm going to ask, and then the next one will be Babes in Psycholand and your other movies. But how can folks check out your Nocturnal series? Where can they find that?
They can go to my brand new website, undergroundroomproductions.com. And it's under videos, and it's the complete season so far. Maybe 10 isn't up yet. I gotta put a link up there because that just aired on Saturday. So you can go there. You can watch it.
And that was what again? Underground what?
Underground Room Productions.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll be sure to have that on the screen for when this airs on Scream TV. Okay, and then of course it's on YouTube as well, correct?
Yes. And there is a Nocturnal YouTube page channel.
Right, you can watch the original series also, the entire original series on YouTube.
Yep.
All right.
Besides the newer one.
Oh yeah. The
newer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's pretty interesting. I have a little bit of an echo that I'm trying to eliminate that. Okay. Well, David, Diana.
Right.
Again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. We're gonna end this part of the part one of a 2-part episode, and then we'll come right back. I'm gonna hit the closing and then start right back up again with the opening. So.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. And,
I'll sit quiet.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
How many times do I have to tell you, just because something isn't good doesn't mean it's bad?
Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to Chiller Chat. This is part 2 of the two-part episode with David and Diana Silvio from Kiss of Death Productions. And David and Diana, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Very good, very good.
Great. We spent the first part of the episode pretty much talking about the nocturnal online web series that you're doing. This part of the show, I would like to talk about more about your movies, and one that is you had made called Babes in Psycholand.
Yes.
Let me pull up the picture here for that. I'm showing the picture of trying to think of the actress who played
Danny Brickman?
What's that?
Is that the one with Danny Brickman?
Danny Brickman. That's it. That's right. Okay. Babes in Psycholand. All right. So, when is that coming out, or is it already out?
I do have it on DVD. We had a distributor, and they gave us a contract for DVD release, streaming, etc. And then all of a sudden, after all the contracts were, signed and the ink was dry, they changed up on me. And they're like, they can't give me a DVD. And then they started with other things they couldn't do. And so I kind of yanked the title from them. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of a free agent right now. But I have it personally on DVD from another place. And it is available through that. But other than that,
we'll be selling copies at the next Gross Fest when we have another Gross Fest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start this out by showing the trailer.
Okay.
For Babes in Psycholand. Here we go.
This place?
Aunt Mary's house. It used to be a foster home. My aunt's trying to get it running again.
Ah!
Bad things happen here.
Why did this place close down?
2 of the kids ran away. We found their bodies burned in a pit.
Mary's not fit to be near children. She has a traumatized young man, her nephew, who is scared to death of her.
What did you do?
Something! Liar! And a psycho groundskeeper.
You just keep coming back.
Do you know what we do around here to bad children that won't listen?
Ah! Ah! Oh my God! Ah!
You're gonna be sorry you ever came here.
People like to be mean and cause trouble.
Okay, that was the trailer for Babes in Psycholand. So, Dr. Ed says, David and Diana, this is very interesting. Thank you for being guests on Bryan's show. Yes, thank you.
It was our pleasure.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Roger says hello. I tell you what, the trailers anymore are, Doc says, that looks fun. The burlap mask is scary.
Thank you.
You know, the whole thing, and like, what goes into your thought for putting together a trailer? That looked like a pretty neat trailer. What goes into that? Like, how do you? Because that's become an art form in and of itself. The trailer.
It is.
That's your window dressing. You know, that's.
Yeah, I actually David Dietz put that one together. You know, we went through a couple versions of it. We tweaked it, things like that. But yeah, I mean, he did a sensational job with my guidance.
Well, he did a trailer for Pedestals Die Laughing also, and it was very nice. It was very good. To me, I think it grabs you, and he got a good eye for that kind of thing. You know, he has a good talent for it.
When you were giving him the guidance for that, Diana, you said that you were giving him the guidance. What I mean, but what goes? Are you looking to? What are you looking to tell in your trailer? Because, like I said, that's your window dressing. That's your seller.
Sure, you only have a few seconds to get someone's attention, so you have to grab them. Make it interesting. Sounds are very important. Sound effects. Because without that, because we're all very visual, but we go with sound too. And that's, if you've ever worked radio, you know you need sound.
Well, you know, even when we're shooting the movie itself, sometimes we even say to each other and to the actors, well, this is the shot that's going to be in the trailer.
This is the trailer shot.
Yeah. So let's do it really good, you know, get some good stuff going there.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's even thought about before you even start putting the trailer together.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Even dialogue. You write dialogue, and you want dialogue to really be catchy or to be something that gets the ear, you know, and whether when the actor's saying it. So when we're writing a dialogue, you even say to yourself that this could be a catchphrase in the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eliminate some of this echo that I seem to have, and I'm not sure why I'm getting that. So hopefully, if I put the headphones on, if that will make a difference. No, I don't think it is. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a little bit of an echo.
No, we don't hear it.
Okay.
Nope, not getting
Not
an
from
echo.
this side.
All right. So.
Now, speaking of dialogue, you know, and sometimes we'll write dialogue, and an actor will either change it or get so into what they're doing that they'll say something better than what was written. And one person that did that was when we were filming Meet for Satan's Icebox. Lloyd Kaufman is in the movie.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't really much have to direct him at all. He just went with it. He every time we set up the camera and we told him what to do, he would just go anywhere he wanted to go. But he did stay in line with the script.
Oh yeah.
But he would make up stuff and say things.
Oh, he's a wild man.
Yeah. He was pretty wild.
Did you take? Now he wrote the book for he wrote a book for making independent filmmaking, correct?
Right.
Make your own damn movie or something along that line.
Right.
Direct your own damn movie. He did about several of them. I think he did write your own damn movie. You know, there's like about 4 or 5 of them, I think.
Okay. He's from.
But it was nice to have him. What's that again?
Is he from Pittsburgh?
No, he's from New York.
Okay.
We had to bring him from New York to Pittsburgh to shoot the scenes. We had him for an entire weekend, and we shot his scenes up in Moon Township at a friend's house, and you know, we kept him good. He was a very nice guy. He was very fun to be with all the time.
Oh, that's neat.
He was very nice.
Any tips from his books that you utilized in your filming?
No.
No.
Not really.
Okay.
We're mentioned in a few of his books, but
We are mentioned in Direct Your Own Damn Movie. Me for Satan's Icebox is in there.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think he had a small problem with the lighting. Even though we had lights, he had a small problem with that because I guess he thought that it should be better lighting or something. But so he kind of in the book he kind of said, he mentioned us and said that to teach to have more lighting, and he didn't realize what we were actually doing with the scene. And when the company Trauma asked for a copy of the movie, to release it, we gave him,
Pristine DVDs.
yes, DVDs that were, because back then in 2003 you didn't have the technology we have today, so we did it all digitally, but it was shot on a super VHS film or super VHS tape. Mm-hmm. So it was high quality tape, and so we gave him DVDs. There had to be 6 of them, so that they could just do it any way they want to do it. I mean, it was all edited, but they were able to have a pristine copy. And during the summer, after we sent it to them, they all of a sudden said to us, they contacted us and said, "Do you have a VHS copy of this movie?" And we said, "Well, yeah." And they wanted that, and they struck their DVD from a VHS copy that we sent him instead of a pristine.
Instead of the DVDs.
Right. So in other words, it was a little murky because of that.
Did they explain why they wanted that?
Because they couldn't do anything from the DVD. They didn't know how.
Well, they have interns doing a lot of things in Traumaville. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the young interns at that time knew how to.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
Kids.
So, I mean, it's all right, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just happy that Trauma picked it up and released it. We didn't make any money on it, though. Unfortunately, I mean, Trauma made all the money that they could make out of it, squeeze out of it, and we got not a cent. But I'm just happy that it was distributed worldwide like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm wearing a t-shirt right now.
Well, there's a few pictures here for Babes in Psycholand. I have one here of let's see, Jill and Ryan, and Ryan's coming up behind her with a knife or ice pick or something.
Yeah, that was the knife. Yeah.
And then this is a picture I'm showing now of Ryan in his mask. The one that Doc Dredd said something about the burlap mask is scary.
Yes.
It is a pretty neat looking mask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then yeah, that was a neat looking trailer and some pretty cool photographs. But okay, when do you think that's? Do you have an answer as to when that's going to come out, or at least a good estimated idea?
I am looking for a new distribution company. So pretty much when that happens, it'll be out. But like I said, I do have DVDs of it. They are available, things like that. But you'll probably see them out at Gross Fest. But yeah, I'd say probably soon, because we are actively looking. Someone else will pick it up. Yeah.
It could be summer.
Probably.
Could be summer. Okay. Brad says Hogue Entertainment and Kiss of Death should work together. You never know. Brad,
sounds promising.
Brad says, doing any films as of late, guys?
We're still working on The Bloodthirsty Honey of Soho. COVID just kind of happened and we lost a good bit of time. But the actors are still all on board. Of course, they want to see it finished. So we are filming. Probably will be shooting some more stuff, maybe a scene or two this winter, and then we'll pick it up again in the spring because mostly everything else is outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I see something.
Can you? Do you see me now?
All of a sudden, wow! All of a sudden,
It just popped up.
it just happened.
We see your face now.
Wow.
How about this?
I can see
I see
it.
the picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, you had a I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see that one. The Babes in Cycleland. It's been a while. I remember going down to Pittsburgh to interview some of the actors who were in that, including Danny. And
Yes.
that was a fun day. Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys are so close, you know. It's only Pittsburgh's less than an hour away from me, so
Yeah.
that was a fun day. Brad says I could act as an extra. LOL.
Okay.
All
We
right,
can do
Brad.
that.
There you go. That might be it. Might be your big break.
Can't promise what might happen to you.
That's right. You might get beat up for real like Diana
That's
did
right.
on one
You
scene.
might get beat up. Oh, boy.
Well, let's see. Now, another one that we were going to talk about is Meat for Satan's Icebox. Let me pull up the poster here for that. Meat for Satan's Icebox. Looks like a good family night.
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, now you can see the pictures.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have Cindy for Sale.
Yes.
All right, is Cindy the character name or the actress?
That's the character.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, and that looks like Diana there.
Oh, yes. Playing Cassandra.
Oh, is that where you get the name for Facebook?
Yep, absolutely.
And then we have, is that you, David?
Well, I guess so.
Sometimes.
Yes, it is. Yes. I admit it. It is me.
Yep.
Drank too much champagne that day.
Yes.
Yeah. Something didn't go right.
Well, that's my Jack character. I'm
Yes.
Jack the Butcher.
Yes.
Jack the Butcher.
Yep.
Well, you definitely have to have a butcher for a movie that's titled Meat for Satan's Icebox.
Absolutely.
Now, when did that come out? And tell us a little bit about that movie there. What's that about?
Ooh. Well,
Cannibals.
yeah, it's straight up cannibals. It's about a little town called Satan Place, and they have a lot of secrets going on there. You don't want to end up in that town.
Yeah, Cassandra runs a slaughterhouse for particular meat
Clientele.
Yeah. Rich people buy that kind of thing because that's what they eat. Young people. They eat young people.
Yep.
Now, where did you come up with that idea?
I think that's definitely from the pulp magazines. It's like something subject matter that comes up every once in a while in the pulps. As a matter of fact, there was a pulp story from 1937 called Meat for Satan's Icebox, and that's where I got the title from. It wasn't about cannibalism. It was just about people being frozen, in like I guess chambers, chambers. But I liked the title, and I knew that it had to be a cannibal movie. And eventually, we wrote the script, Diane and I, in the late 90s, 1999 actually. But I knew about that title since like 1973. My grandmother gave me, when I was 13 years old, like 30 pulp magazines from the 1930s and 40s, and I read them all, and they had those covers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Those covers were spicy horror stories and stuff like that, and that's where I get my inspiration from for doing things like this. And unfortunately, I never kept any of those pulp magazines. I let my brother take them, and he sold them to Ide's Comic Shop back in the 80s. But I should have kept a few of them, especially the one that had
Meat for Satan's
Icebox. But I didn't do that. But I kept that title from the 70s through to the year 2000 as to be a movie that I would make. And I decided it to be about cannibals.
It's kind of interesting because now you're seeing movies that kind of have a similar, maybe not necessarily a cannibal twist to them, but the elites, you know, are the clientele, and the average person is being,
right.
Well, in your case, you know, in this case, served on a platter. But you know, then you have like Hostel, the
Hostel, yeah, Hostel.
It's funny. Everybody brings up Hostel, and they'll say that Me for Satan's Icebox is a lot like Hostel. And just a really fun moment is when Me for Satan's Icebox was playing at the Cannes Film Festival.
Well,
it played. I don't know if it was a screen in the men's bathroom.
Lloyd took it there.
And he was hanging out with all the guys that ended up becoming producers on Hostel. And so I'm not saying anything, but, you know.
At the time, it was a new release for Troma. And some of these people, what's his name? Eli Roth?
Yeah, he was.
Didn't he do Hostel?
He was somebody, I don't know what he did with Hostel, but he probably was involved with it. I know he did another little cannibal flick. But yeah, Lloyd was hanging out with some people, and yeah, interesting.
That is interesting. Wow.
We don't know if any of that's true or not, but, you know.
Anything could happen.
You know, put two and two together when you think about it, you know, and there's possibilities.
Yeah.
Well, I find it really hard to believe that anybody associated with Hollywood would maybe do something like steal someone's idea. No, I'm kidding.
No, they would never do anything like that. No, never.
Yeah, you never know. It would be interesting to talk to somebody, and I don't know if they'd ever admit to it, but it'd be neat if to know where they did come up with that idea.
Oh yeah.
So, well, I don't know those darn elites, but it is stuff that is scary because, like, I believe stuff like that does happen.
It does.
You know, and not just in the world of conspiracy theories. I believe that stuff like that actually does occur.
It does.
Yeah, you know, even the book or movie Time Machine, you know, H.G. Wells deals with a sort of something like that. When the time traveler goes into the future, you have the Eloi and the Eloi's the regular, you know, docile people, and the Morlocks. The Morlocks live underground, and they bring the Eloi down to eat them. Actually, down to their underground caverns. They treat the Eloi like cattle. They dress them, they feed them, and then they bring them when they want them to their caverns and kill them. Remember the Time Machine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's very interesting. We have actually we got about 5 minutes left. That's enough time to talk about this one movie here is a little strange. Oh, wait a minute. Now there's your cat. What's his name again?
That's Biscuit.
Biscuit, that's it. That's the one that we showed the other night posing with the pumpkins.
Oh yeah. He stole a brick of cheese today from the table. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then you were talking about him stealing your bread.
Bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's been scouting around it for a long time. He was just sitting beside my laptop, staring at me like, "You got food? You got food?"
Oh, that cat.
What you were saying?
Good.
Yes.
Son of a biscuit.
Son of a biscuit.
But okay, so what? You're working on a movie right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I mean, do you plan ahead even further than that?
I do.
We do.
Or do you just focus on what you're working with right now? Because there's a lot of gaps, so is why I'm asking. There's gaps in time. Obviously, you're not saying, okay, this is our. You know, we have 3 months to complete this filming.
Right.
So in the meantime, are you thinking of something else to do?
Absolutely. We get influenced all the time. all the time. Something comes up, you watch something, you talk about something, something strikes you and you say, well, let's write a script on this or whatever it is. Like right now, I'm working with Michael Burkett to work on a script idea for a Dracula. I always wanted to shoot something with Dracula, and so we're writing a script, and we're gonna maybe shoot it next year.
Yes.
Yeah, there's Michael Burkett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do something like that. We have the story thought out. We had a meeting, and and I wrote scenes. I sent him the scenes. I didn't get his feedback yet, but we'll have more meetings. And also, we're working on a story. The script is written, but we're gonna make it into a feature film. It's a movie called Slasher Fashion. Mm-hmm. And a local, was it? He's a
fashion designer.
Fashion
James.
designer. Yeah, James Hogue.
He's interested in being involved.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
We're going to work with him on Slasher Fashion.
Right.
He came up with the idea and the title, and we wrote a script, and we want to expand it to a feature because it's only like a short movie, but we want to do it bigger. I have to talk to him about that. So we do have ideas that we're going to to move ahead on.
Oh, outstanding. Well, your last movie, the Fetish Dolls. Now the trailer is a bit long compared to how much time we have left. But what can you tell us? So I won't play the trailer necessarily, but what I think I have some pictures, or maybe I don't. Do I have pictures for that one?
I don't know.
I don't think I do. But what can you tell me about Fetish Dolls Die Laughing?
It's about a photographer that does fetish movies and photographs, and he gets possessed by a tickle monster. It's kind of like a creature. You hear about it, but this creature takes him over and he starts to kill his models. We did not write the script. It was written by Michael McGovern. He's a local playwright.
Okay.
And
he also stars in it too.
He also stars in it. He plays Billy Tagg, and he was interested in it. And I said, "Yeah, let's get together. We'll shoot it." And we shot the movie.
And that's been distributed by Worldwide Entertainment.
Yeah, Worldwide Media.
Worldwide Media.
Yep.
Wow.
It's out there. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive. Well, again, for the viewers, at the end of the last episode, we were talking about your contact information. Where can viewers go and find out more about your Kiss of Death Productions? Although you're going to be changing your name here soon.
Right. The new website is up. It is undergroundroomproductions.com. So you can check that out. And it's still new, so it has, there's still more that needs to be added to it. But it includes a lot of older movies and details on those. And it also houses the complete blood stories, nocturnal blood stories. That's under the video section. You can watch them all from there. So got a lot of things in the works there.
All right. Fantastic. David, Diana, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
All right. Well, folks, thank you for joining us. It was a fun episode. I enjoyed talking with you guys, having you on the show again. So thank you very much.
Anytime.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you next week.